Welcome to our next video. This session is going to look at the experience of a comparative judgment session. It's really useful for teachers and moderators using the system. First thing we're going to do is, as always, we're going to log into the system. So we log in. Here are a load of sessions that we've put together through AssessProgress. This is our latest session here. And this is my admin page. I can see already that 31% of this session has been completed globally. I'm going to be a judge on this session, so I'm looking up here. I'm going to click on my judging. All of these sessions have been completed, and that's why I can't click on any of those. Any judgment sessions that I haven't started are going to be on the right with the blue flag, and I can see globally again 31% of this one has been completed, so just about a third. And my session I am yet to start. This one is a response to a letter from the Coffee Collective. It was a formal letter for some children in year 6 asking if from the Coffee Collective, which was a group of 4 coffee shops or coffee brands, if they could purchase parts of school playgrounds or fields for drive-through coffee shops. So I'm going to click on here to start judging. System gets together straight away. Now, as a judge, I'm presented with these two options. So I have option A and option B. The comparative judgment just asked me to make a decision on which is the best, and I refer to the holistic statement or the statement here, which was put in at the start of the session. If you watch one of our videos from there, and this one is which response to the Coffee Collective's letter gives a balanced approach and clear opinion. So I'm looking for those two things above all else. Initially, it may look like this one is the better one, certainly set out in more paragraphs. The way that functionally the letter is set out, I would infer that this one probably is the one that would win of the two. I'm just going to have a quick check for content as well. Have the students objective, and I can see just reading the first paragraph of that is quite a reasonably well put together letter. And this one certainly needs a lot of work. Not a good start, not addressed to anybody, no ending. So I'm going to choose B. I click on B. It's quite an easy one to make. I submit that as my judgment. This one then, these are going to be much closer. I'm just going to spend some time looking through these. This one's set out differently. It's definitely got a star. It's addressed to the right person. This one's addressed to the right person. It's set out in paragraph. Both of them have a similar ending or an appropriate ending. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick read of these. Okay, so this one definitely gives a balanced opinion of overall options around here. So the things that would be good for the mums and dads and the kids, and gives an opinion overall. I think we should do it. This one up here is concerned about the children's playground being lost. This one gives the opinion straight away. I think it's a bad idea. It's not like any students can drink coffee. The kids these get to do is watch. Probably been to some coffee shops with their parents then, where their parents drink coffee and they just get to watch. Okay, and one of the reasons why they don't want that to happen is they think the astroturf is already really small, can't fit anything in. Coffee shop would take half of the playground. There are 2 other year groups that go on it, so it gives a really good reason. It says so it'll be pretty packed. Gives 2. I'm going to say that this one here is the one that I would choose, and I'm going to submit that. While I'm doing this, just a little bit more about the information. This one here says 1 of 2, so this one tells me that this is a 2-page piece of work that's been uploaded. This is only 1 page, so when I get to the bottom of this one, I know that there's an extra page in there. I'm going to hide the holistic statement, just make my screen slightly bigger. I can increase the size of the page, so I can, there's a better idea of what that says, and I can bring it back down to normal size, and I can do the same on this side. I can also use this bit up here to move from the side to side view. I can just click on A on its own, read through A. It particularly works if you're working on a laptop. Alternatively, just press for B, and then as an end view, I might look at both together. So this one's not set out like a letter at all, and neither is this one. Let's see how they got on with the rest of the task. Give them a balanced view and an overall opinion. This one details what they're going to do next. So in this argument, look at detail for the reasons for and against. Thinks it will make some money for the school, pay for pencils, pens, even paying for food, employ people. So I'm looking at much more of a community type aspect, which was part of the letter, the original letter. Nice use of words there. On the other hand, we wouldn't have a whole playground, so we wouldn't have enough space, even when they're doing PE. And then finally, so it's given some time connectives there. Let me just check what the opinion is at the end. After considering the argument, nice words, nice phrasing. I believe that we should not have a coffee shop in school grounds. It was allowed just school for coffee and or hot chocolate. So the main argument at the end, not as strong as the ones earlier, possibly, saying that they would attract a lot of people, not about the loss of playground. This one suggested it was a negative. So does this back it up, and does it give any other opinions? Talks more generally about the planet is in danger, nothing specific. Cars coming through the drive-through shops, though, public places, causes pollution. That actually backs up the statement further up here, so that's quite nice. Talks about the forest school being destroyed among the wildlife, very conscientious, very ecological. I disagree with the coffee shop taking a space, and finishes it like a letter. So I've got a different contrast here. So this one finishes like a letter, doesn't start out like a letter. This one gives a reasoned argument and doesn't finish like a letter. But what I'm going to say in this opinion, the 4 paragraphs that are written in here, I think give a better overview with much more detail for the reasoning behind the choices that the child's make. So for that reason, I'm going to suggest that in terms of answering the question and making the argument better, and given some detail there. And for those reasons, then I'm going to choose this one and just submit that information. On these, because it's a primary school assessment, there is the option to leave feedback with any of the AssessProgress judgment sessions, but we've taken it off for primary schools. But for secondary and A-level students, we sometimes leave that on at the request of schools so that we can have more students and teachers can give feedback on each of the scripts. That finishes the session. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. It's given you a little example of how you might go about making judgments for yourself and what primary school teachers look for or maybe should look for when they're making their judgments. Good luck and enjoy.